Okay, so first off, I have to clarify one thing. No, there is nothing that can make you trans, just like nothing can make you gay. People are simply born that way. It's just biology. However, through learning about trans people and questioning your own gender, you will naturally come to the realization that you are trans, or not. This may come through lived experiences, or through media, such as movies, TV shows, or even video games. This is just one of the many reasons why representation matters. So that, even if folks don't learn about other kinds of people in school, they can at least see them on screen and pursue knowledge on their own. After all, you don't just learn in the classroom, and you don't stop learning when you finish school. You learn from talking to your friends and family, from the entertainment that you consume, and countless other sources. It is then what you do with what you're presented with that really matters. Why do I identify with this character so much? What is it about this story that speaks to me? This is what I want you to think about when you're consuming media after watching this video. What shows, movies, and video games do you enjoy? And what do they say about you? Which characters do you relate to strongly? What aspects of their character do you see in yourself already? And what aspects of theirs would you like to embody in the future? So, with your homework outlined for you, let's get to the fun part of this video. Here are 3 cartoons that helped me discover that I was trans. Pokemon. Everyone knows the Pocket Monster craze that took the world by storm in the late 90s. And while Ash was traveling the globe to be the very best like no one ever was, with his friends Misty and Bronk, and his ever-faithful partner Pokemon Pikachu, they were being pursued by Team Rocket, who were always after said Pikachu, and whatever the other Pokemon of the episode was. And much like the Disney villains of that same era, Team Rocket were heavily queer-coded, with very dramatic entrances, and most importantly, costumes. More specifically, cross-dressing costumes, with even our heroes occasionally getting in on the fun. Yes, I think this definitely sparked something deep inside little Ultra as she watched her cartoons. What's this? Boys can wear dresses and makeup too? I wish I could do that. Yes, Pokemon definitely showed an entire generation of kids that gender is not a binary, but a spectrum. It's not just red and blue, ruby and sapphire, black and white, or even X and Y. There's as many gender expressions out there as there are Pokemon in the Pokédex. You don't have to catch them all, but you can at least learn about some of them. And that's not all. Because, did you know that Maddie Blaustein, the voice actress of Meowth, was trans herself? Yes, that's right. Someone who was a big part of many people's childhoods was herself an intersex trans woman. And did it affect her job or coworkers? No. She was still an amazing voice actress, and her peers treated her no differently than any of her cis co-stars.
Fortunately, it wasn't that different. I mean, you know, he's got the high nasal voice, and he sounds like he's from Brooklyn, which frankly is pretty much my own voice anyway. I mean, I don't think that I sound terribly different than Meowth. So, what was the question again?
I'm just sad that Maddie passed away in 2008. I'm sure there's a lot of queer kids out there who grew up to be queer adults who would love to tell her how much they adore Pokemon and that her performance was a big part of it. Here's to you, Maddie, the very best like no one ever was. Cybersix. So, this one's a little more unknown for you American and possibly international viewers, but my fellow Canadians should be familiar with this cartoon. Cybersix was originally an Italian-Argentinian comic book, which was then adapted by a Canadian production company and animated by a Japanese studio. And look, the less said about the original comic, the better. It contained a lot of adult subject matter that goes way above my usual video's age rating. Thankfully, the cartoon washes away all that problematic stuff. Well, most of it. And we are left with a pretty stellar, if short-lived, cartoon. For those who don't know, Cybersix, our titular protagonist, battles monsters created by literal Nazis as she struggles with her own existence and humanity, she herself being one of the Nazi scientist von Richter's creations. But when she's not fighting bad guys, she adopts the persona of Adrian Seidelman, a male literature teacher. All the while she longs for the love of Lucas, a biology teacher who's her co-worker and best friend as Adrian, and ally against evil and love interest as Cybersix. And while he's definitely interested in her too, she simply cannot bring herself to be with him and reveal her secret, lest he learn what she really is.
5 fingers, a heart, but I'm not like them.
So, right off the bat, super queer premise, with many parallels to what it's like to being a trans person, particularly a trans person who is not out to their coworkers or other people in their life. Not to mention that when I was a kid, I thought Cybersix was literally trans. Even though at the time I didn't know what a trans person was, or had the language to accurately describe that, in my head, Cybersix was canonically trans. For more on this, please see my old video all about Cybersix from back when I was still an egg. But to put it briefly, I thought she actually transformed from male to female and back again when switching identities. This was obviously when I only knew of a binder as something that you keep your notes from school in. Plus, Cybersix looked identical to her brother in the flashback when we see them as kids. She's even wearing blue, which of course stereotypically means boy, so I thought she was born a boy. And if Von Richter could turn Cybersix's brother into a panther, then by comparison it shouldn't be much of an issue to turn her into a girl, right? But if you want to learn more about Cybersix, I suggest you watching my old video. Or better yet, just watch the series for yourself. It's an amazing and beautiful show, and very, very queer. KashiMashi, Girl Meets Girl. And finally, we come to the most obscure show on this list. One that I doubt many of you have even heard of. This anime is about a boy named Hazumu who is in love with this girl Yasuna. When Yasuna rejects him, he climbs a mountain, as you do apparently, where he is squished, I guess, when an alien spaceship crash lands on top of him. Luckily, he is restored by the aliens, but oops, they accidentally made him a girl because they're aliens and I guess they don't know what gender is or something.
See to it that this Earthling receives proper human rights and is able to blend in naturally with this culture.
So now, Hazumu has to live as a girl. She has to learn how to dress like a girl, act like a girl, etc. And soon, a love triangle forms between Hazumu herself, Yasuna, the girl that she liked before, and Tamari, Hazumu's female best friend, who always looked out for her even when she was a boy, because Hazumu got bullied for being sensitive. But secretly, she was always in love with Hazumu, but now that she's a girl, Tamari has to struggle with her feelings for her. So, obviously, this show is without a doubt the most trans and most queer out of these 3 shows. It's got a lesbian love triangle, and one of the girls is literally trans. There's also Hazumu's other best friend, Yasuda, who becomes attracted to her after she becomes a girl, but he's played off more for comic relief than an actual love interest. And after rewatching the anime for this review, I can tell you that this show was even more queer than I remembered.
For your information, not long ago, Tamari received a love letter from another girl.
What? Ayoki? That's amazing, Tamari!
My adorable Prince Charming. I think I'm falling in love too.
She's so very manly! I'm a freaking girl!
No, I don't want you to be a girl, Tamari. I also like you as a boy.
Stop saying that? Why, I want to be your bride. Are you stupid, Hazumu? Guys can't be brides, don't you know that? I want to be your bride. Oh, don't cry. We'll see.
Now what?
Well, it's just that I became a girl now, so...
Is there a rule against same-sex relationships on this planet?
Well, it's,
And there's so much more that makes this show very queer. For example, Yusuna has this kind of face blindness thing where she can't see guys. They just appear as fuzzy gray blurs. She can't even see her father. But she could see Hazumu even when she was a boy. Which definitely plays into the whole trans thing of you were always your chosen gender, even before transitioning. This is the show that really cracked my egg. I wanted an alien spaceship to land on me and turn me into a girl. Although, I guess I would need to climb a mountain first. Do you think that's why Madeline did that in Celeste? If only transitioning were as easy as climbing a mountain. Well, those are 3 cartoons that helped me discover that I was trans. Again, I feel like I need to stress that cartoons, movies, or whatever cannot make you trans, cannot make you gay, or anything like that. It is simply through learning about trans people or other similar experiences where you might discover for yourself your own gender identity. Just like my trans journey through these shows. Whether they feature gender fluid characters and an actual trans actress, in the case of Pokemon, a very trans-coded, gender-swapping main protagonist in the form of Cybersix, or an actually trans, very gay, and very cute, if maybe not the most well-done anime, that of course being KashiMashi Girl Meets Girl. It's just a shame that a lot of these shows aren't easily available for streaming online. At least not officially. But if you're interested, I suggest checking them out. I'm sure there's other shows that helped contribute to me realizing that I was trans, but these are the 3 that came to my mind first. Who knows? Maybe next year I'll do more shows that contributed to my trans awakening. So again, those are the cartoons that helped me realize I was trans. If you're trans, gay, or any other letter in the LGBTQ+ rainbow, was there any particular piece of media that cracked your egg? Are there any characters that speak to you? And how do the characters that you identify with reflect aspects of yourself? Also, happy Pride Month, everyone! I hope you have a wonderful and safe Pride wherever you are. I know I plan to go to a few Pride celebrations in my area. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you back here for more Transformers videos soon!